Hello, everyone. This is Ryu Goomba, or you can call me Rich, and today we'll be doing Boone's Castle for Samurai Jack, Battle Through Time, hard mode, also known as Master Samurai difficulty. Alright, so for this level, we're going to be fighting a new enemy type, and they're called the Celtic Demons. And there are technically four variants of them, and the first one we'll be going up against is the green variant, and these guys are a pain in the ass. They actually kind of remind me a little bit of the incendiary claw ninjas from Ninja Gaiden 2 because they spam projectiles a lot and they're just really annoying in general. They're very fast, they'll back off like a lot and generally just be a huge pain in the ass. Uh, One thing to note is that camera manipulation is huge against these guys. We won't see them in this fight, but we'll see them in the next fight for sure. Alright, just cut that guy up just for some extra stuff. Luckily, I didn't take any damage, so we're going to save that spring for later, just in case we take any damage. Now, here's generally the first variant that you would fight. There's not too many differences between each variant. The big thing is that the red one lacks a command grab, but these guys have command grabs. And like I said before, camera manipulation is super important against these guys. And as you can see, there's two of them, but the other one really isn't aggroing at all. That's because the camera's off him, and he won't aggro until the camera's on him. And, you know, just fighting these guys one-on-one, it's not too bad overall. And the next wave is going to be these spiked Celtic Demons. Now, these guys are a pain in the ass, absolutely. They just happen to dodge a lot more. They block a lot more. They do incredible amounts of damage. Their command grab could do easily upwards to, like, more than half your life, especially at this point. That's the grab right there. Luckily, I avoided it. And, you know, even though it's very reactable, the mental stack that you have to deal with between all the projectiles and their physical attacks and just the fact there's multiple of them, it can be very tricky to actually like dodge the command grab if it's not the first thing really on your mind. And even then, if it is, you could get hit by other things. So yeah, as you can see, the camera manipulation mostly works. One thing that's very important to note, see how much damage I took from that? I almost died from that. It's ridiculous. One thing to note is that projectiles are fairly strong against these enemy types. You'll see later in one of the huge gauntlets that this level has. It's probably the hardest fight in the game at this point, because it's four waves of Celtic Demons. The first wave is just two green ones, which isn't too bad. Then it's an entire skirmish of different Celtic Demons, which also isn't too bad. Then you have to fight four of them, and then you have to fight four spiked Celtic Demons. Alright, so this is me just checking the skill tree to see what I can upgrade. And the next one I upgrade is Better Luck, which will help you out a lot. It creates more drops that are a bit better overall. Alright, talking to the Scotsman for the first time now. He gives you the bamboo staff, which is another weapon that you can use. Alright, and I'm just going to equip it right here. And you could switch weapons on the fly, which is nice. I'm not going to be using it quite right now. But if there's one thing the game does tell you about, but it doesn't do a very great job of telling you, is that enemies have different weaknesses to different weapon types. So, for example, the Celtic Demons, because we have the bamboo staff, which is a spear-type weapon, the Celtic Demons are very weak to those weapon types. The game tells you that there will be a red flame around the weapon, but that's not entirely true. It's more of a red spark that's coming from when you're hitting the enemy. So it's a little bit of misinformation there on the game's part, although at the very least the game does make you aware that there are enemy weaknesses. There are three chests right here. Just open them up. One of them has gold. I believe one of them has skill fire, and the other one should have Kaiken projectiles. I believe this one has skill fire. Yep, 300. And this one should have Kaiken projectiles. There we are. Just talk to the daughters. They'll give you more weapons, and they'll give you a haggis. which is one of the reasons why I didn't really buy a haggis in the last chapter, because you will get one from here. Now, we will be coming back to this area later, once we acquire the bow. The bow you'll get a little bit later in this chapter. Right? And when you do go to this area, enemies will spawn. You'll just have regular beetle drones, and you'll have the flying tick drones. Nothing too crazy. And especially at this point with Russian Guard and Parry, they shouldn't be too much of a problem. And especially with your sword powered up, should be, again, not too much of a problem. Nothing too crazy. Unfortunately, my computer keeps freezing, which really isn't optimal for showing you guys how to play the game now, is it? That's not particularly my fault. All right, so it looks like I have enough to buy another skill. I'm just deciding which one I buy. Yes, I buy the double jump. And for some reason, I go back to get that one chest. I believe that chest has a jewel. Now, jewels are very important in this game. They help you upgrade your skill tree. For the best luck skill tree, you're going to need 2 desert oasis jewels. I believe they're called, their gems. Which I think is a reference to one of the early episodes of Season 1, where Jack is with that woman who is actually Aku in disguise, and they have to get that gem in order to go back in time, and she destroys it and reveals that she's Aku. I forget her name. It's been a while since I've watched the show. Alright. So here, I believe I'm going to demonstrate... actually, I don't think quite right now. I'm just going to use my sword. I believe in one of the other fights I will be using the staff. Alright, so these guys are really annoying, so generally I'm doing the launcher, XY, which is, your basic launcher, in order to get them in the air, and then I do the helm splitter, which is just the heavy button, so it's XYY for that combo. Now this fight doesn't go super amazing, which is quite unfortunate. Watch out. They do have unblockables if they start charging. Like I said before, once they start charging and you see a red flash, that means that move is unblockable. Grabs are also unblockable, and they generally will have like a long tail, like that. You generally want to avoid it. There will be a skill later in the game where you'll have the ability to tech grabs, which is crazy and really, really useful. But we won't be getting that until a little bit later. Right, I was just seeing how much skill fire I have. I get the health pickup. And then Rothschild should be coming up. He will give us hot water, I believe. And this fight is one of the hardest fights in the game, and it's especially brutal on this difficulty. At least I think so. I definitely had a lot of trouble during this fight when I first went through the game. Man, I must have spent like over an hour on it. Alright, so it looks like I'm just seeing how much skill points everything takes. I don't have anything really to buy because I don't have enough skill fire, but I just wanted to see how much I need. Alright. So right now, I'm just trying to see what I can do. I'm manipulating the camera again so the other one doesn't aggro. He's not on screen per se. I kill that one. And then he comes back to fight. I'm just doing the launcher into Helm Splitter just to get him off the ground so you'll get free hits and he can't dodge. Alright, and here's the second skirmish. It's just a bunch of them. You could do whatever moves, really. You'll kill in about 1-2 hits. If you're not careful, this fight can actually go really terribly because these guys do a lot of damage. As you can see, they already took off like a third of my life bar. So just be mindful of what you're doing. Generally, I like to still cut the enemies. But, yeah. Oh, hold on, I have to quit Discord on my bad. That was a bad on my end. And the game is lagging again a bit. Ugh, boy. Not a huge fan of that. Alright, and so here's the third wave. It's just 4 green Celtic Demons. And here is where I start using the spear. This is a Rushing Guard Y attack, which is very, very strong. One of the reasons why it's so strong is because it's guaranteed to knock down every single time, and you could just basically stun block enemies. It also has a lot of range, and it's really, really fast. So this is especially good against the Celtic Demons. They can't do anything about this, as far as I'm aware. They can block, if they so choose, but they're not. So... And then here's the Spiked Celtic Demon, which they're a pain in the ass. And there's the Giant Celtic Demon, which I was trying to mention before. Right here, I use my Kai attack just to get rid of those two, but I forgot that there are two others that spawn with him, I believe. Or no, yeah, it is two others. So save up your projectiles and just kind of throw them. Sometimes you'll have the misfortune of them blocking the projectile, which is incredibly annoying. Just be very mindful of their grabs, because they are extremely damaging at this point in the game. Now, this Celtic Demon is basically just a very slow version of like the Green Celtic Demon, minus the command grab. It has the unblockable attack. It has all the moves of it. This Celtic Demon can be a bit of a pain, but there are ways of dealing with him. Right now, I'm just tanking hits with Y forward Y, and then I just ended up throwing Kaiken because I saw he was charging. And this is actually the first time I ever did that fight without dying, believe it or not, on this difficulty, on a fresh playthrough, which is actually really nice. All right, so you're going to destroy that Aku statue, and it'll unlock the door. Make sure to pick up the coins and break every interactable in the environment so you could get, more stuff, whether it's skill fire or gold. Very important. Sometimes I'll have white Dama to heal your life. And I should probably make a correction on something. When I said parry last time, when weapons have different parry timings, that's not technically true. What I meant to say counters. Counters is an ability that's similar to parry, but it's different in the sense that you are blocking and then pressing the strong attack button. And each weapon has a different animation for that, which means the timing will be different. Oh yes, this daughter has there's a Oasis gem, which is very important. That will be what we'll use to get the best luck skill, so that the drops will be plentiful. All right, so there's the parry right there. And as you can see, I'm just kind of messing around, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't recommend doing what I'm doing. I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun, I guess. That move right there is the Rushing Guard light attack. It's pretty good. It knocks him down. It has a long startup, though, but it does have like some invincibility on it. So it's not a bad move to use. Alright, so that's the Strong Attack Y series. Alright, and then I'm just like, fuck it. I'll just spam Rushing Guard Y, because these enemies are very annoying. One thing to note about the Celtic Demons is that they love to taunt for some reason. They'll start laughing, they'll just shoot in the air. So that's your chance to get in some free hits. I don't know why they do this, but they're definitely assholes. So that's probably why they're laughing. And now you can see that I have 3,000, so that means I'm going to buy... What do I buy? The Fist Combo, which is pretty good because... Oh yes, and I buy the XXY combo for the sword, which is a very good move because that move guard breaks and it knocks down. Alright, and I'm just checking to see how much things cost. You can just basically see how much things cost just by scrolling through. There's no, like... Just because you're locked out of it doesn't mean you can't just, like, look at the cost of it, so... Right, and I unlock Throw, which is very important. Throw allows you to break enemy guard, and it also allows you to steal weapons of enemies if they have weapons. I'll showcase this in a bit. But right now, at this section, I believe we are getting the bow and arrow. And at this point, I'm going to be doing a little bit of backtracking to get the corrupted commons just a bit more tutorial right here, just telling you how to equip the bow and the arrow type. There are different arrow types in the game. We'll get to them when we do. Right. If you pick up the gold, you'll have some enemies to fight, which will give you a little bit of practice of using the bow. I just lock on and just shoot them. You don't need to manually aim, just lock onto them, and he'll just automatically kill them. Well, you did see him miss one time because he was kind of floating around. And this part, I'm just doing some backtracking, because you can use projectiles to hit the corrupted Kamon, and you're going to need the bow a lot for certain puzzles to get certain collectibles. You're going to need the bow a lot, and you're definitely going to need ammunition. The bow, I'd say, is probably one of the few weapons I'd say you want to repair in this game. Just because they're not super common, but you will be getting better bows as time goes on. There's really not much to say during this part. It's just me backtracking. I guess I could say something I really like about the game. If there's one thing that I really do enjoy about this game, is just the fact that it feels a lot like Ninja Gaiden, but with like a lot of quality of life changes. And if there's a Ninja Gaiden with the on-the-fly weapon switching of this game, that would be great. If not, then there's no point in playing that game, I'm not gonna lie. And it makes sense because, you know, Team Ninja developers did help make this game. The same battle designer and programmers for Ninja Gaiden Black and 2 worked on this. I don't remember their names, which is quite unfortunate. But of course, everyone remembers Itagaki, and he is known as the Supreme Advisor on this game, which is a little ridiculous of a title, but he's quite a ridiculous man. I do have some opinions on him, but I'm not going to say them during this playthrough. We're just going to continue on. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a little secret right here. If you shoot these little statues, and I believe it is a Jewel of Neptune. It's either that or the other Desert Oasis Jewel. I believe it's something else. Yeah, Jewel of Neptune, I knew it. The other Oasis gem we'll get is from Rothschild then. He'll be later in the level. He won't be at this part in the game. Alright, so I'm just kind of checking around, see if I miss anything. And here is a small platforming section. It's not tough, really. It's a little pointless, I'm not going to lie, because it's just these saws and a little jumping. That's it. Here I'm just breaking stuff just to see if I could get any sort of like skill fire or gold. Like Dama, I just picked up right there. Very important. Once you open this chest, I believe, and have everything broken, there'll be another chest that opens up. And if you want, you can go get it. I think it's a jewel in there. I forget what's in there. It's either that or like skill fire. I don't exactly remember right now. We'll just see what it is right now. Oh, it's a jewel. Yeah, I knew it. Jewel of Neptune is the most common gem in the game that you'll get, with the Desert Oasis Jewel being the rarest. Generally, you'll only get that in this level, the Oasis gem. Right. Now, I believe the shopkeep is coming up. Yep, the samurai. I'm just kind of breaking stuff, you know. Don't worry if you don't have that much money, because there is a bit more money coming up. And what do I do here? I think I upgrade the fists. Yep. Because the fists are a very important weapon. And they're incredibly good. Let's see. I think I sell the power potion. Yep. And don't sell your gems. Don't ever sell them at this point. And what I do here is that I buy the power bracelet and I buy the guardian bracelet. And I'll showcase off what they exactly do and what they look like on your character, because they actually appear on the model of Jack, which is a really nice touch. The reason why you want to buy these is because if you do buy them, you'll have better ones later on that you can get. They cost a little bit more, but I do think it's worth it. these bracelets aren't the absolute best. There will be bracelets that are absolutely integral to you leveling up that you'll be able to get later in the game. I believe they appear in level 4 or 5. I forget when they exactly appear, but they're very important. Just go in this room, get some money. One thing I do a lot in this level is backtrack, because you can just kind of do that in this game. You're not locked off by arenas and such, at least in this level, which is pretty nice overall. And don't buy a haggis, by the way, because you're going to get a haggis from her. And here's another 2D section. And remember those spider bitches from before, these spider drones? Well, guess what? Now they're super easy because we have Russian Guard, and there's barely anything you can do on top of parry, and they just die in one hit. Easy peasy. Alright, so this next part is kind of bullshit because it's a bunch of tick drones, suicidal ones. They kamikaze towards you, and at this point in the game, there's not much you could really do about them. Until you get the counter ability, there's not much you can do. Alright, so one of the reasons why I equip Throw is because you can instantly kill like these small skirmish enemies. And one thing you want to do is just grab every beetle drone, because they'll give you a Reaper, and a Reaper is basically, it's the equivalent of a incendiary shuriken in Ninja Gaiden, and it's incredibly powerful because at first it's a slash, and then it's an explosion. And it is incredibly powerful against certain enemy types. It's very powerful against the hunters. It's very powerful against like the small bug type enemies, like the drones, the tick drones, or the spider drones right here. Although you could just stomp them. Such a great animation. Just like, he doesn't care. It's satisfying as hell too. Alright, I just pick up the health. Alright, and this is where we're technically introduced to the hunter bots on normal mode, but they appear on higher difficulties earlier on. I was trying to kill that beetle drone and get the Reaper, but I messed up. You see that red spark right there? That means that the that enemy is weak to that weapon type. So the hunters actually have a lot of weaknesses. They're weak to clubs, they're weak to hammers, they're weak to spears, they're weak to a lot of things. Explosives. And right here is the camera just being an absolute joy. That sarcasm. I've never really had the camera act like that. This is a lucky parry. Game's freezing up a little bit. Or at least my laptop, rather. And then I take its assault rifle. Because yes, you can also take projectile weapons in the game. And here I'm just going to backtrack. Because I want to get the health. Because you can totally do that. As long as you have the double jump. I believe I do backtrack. No, I just get the money right there. Yeah, I do backtrack right here. One thing that is nice, again, about this game is that you can backtrack pretty far. There's not too many locked arenas. Later on in the game, you will have locked arenas, but for the most part, you can go back pretty far in these levels, which is very nice. You can make these jumps. They're a little tricky, but you can make these jumps with just double jump. You don't need a jump good. Takes me a few times. I don't know how I did it before, and there we go. Alright, and see that health right there? That's why I left it there, just in case. And back on the track we go. Alright, so the next part, I believe I unlock another skill, and it's one of the most important skills in the game. And it's the counter, I believe. It's either that or I get best luck. If I unlock best luck, I'm pretty sure the next one I get is the counter one. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I don't have enough for best luck, so I'm just like, I don't want to do anything right now. I'm just seeing my inventory, see what's up. I'm like, yes, I only have 2, but there should be one more coming up, and Rothschild is the, will have the Desert Oasis jewel. Oh, it's jewel, really. I thought it was gem. Oh, well. Alright, here we go. I do buy the counter, yep. The counter is super imperative to your game plan. Now, in order to do the counter, I'll showcase it right here. You just block, you hold block, and then you press the strong attack button. And right there, you get a lot of reward from it. You get the best slowdown time. You can run incredibly fast like that. And yeah, it's really good. It also nets you a lot of reward. It's the most consistent way that I found that you can get White Dama, which will heal you. All right, so here's the revolver. I believe we do have ammunition, so we can use it. And right here, just go down this path. There's Rothschild. Just go talk to him, and you'll get the second Desert Oasis jewel. And there's also a health pickup. So no need to worry too much. All right, and we'll just be on our merry way. Right there, I was just checking how much skill fire I have. I don't have enough to buy best luck. Now this fight goes a little sloppy. It's not particularly hard, but I kind of mess around a little too much during this fight. All right, here's the combo I was talking about, the XXY. The Y will be 2 hits. The first one will guard break, and the second one will knock down. And it's an incredibly good move. I think it's definitely one of the more underutilized moves in the game. And it's just a really good move. I can't not recommend it, especially this early on in the game. And now this guy, I try and mess around a little bit and see if I could get parries, but he's a little passive. And then look how fast I'm moving, faster than the bullet, and then I get hit because he shot another rocket. But he died, luckily. Just seeing how much skill fire I have and see what I can unlock. And I don't have enough skill fire because I need at least 5,000. I only have around, what did it say, 2,700? And right now, I'll just be, there should be skill fire in this chest right here. Oh no, it's gold, my bad. There should be one coming up that has skill fire. Maybe it's towards the end of the level. I don't exactly remember where. Alright, so if you go up this little crevice right here, you'll meet the Scotsman. And he should give you a Jewel of Neptune. Yep, there you go. I think right here is skill fire. Oh, Bushido Spirit, my bad. And there'll be one jump where I'll go down. This chest isn't really worth it. Because it has hot water in it. I know that for a fact because I'm like, I forget what's in this chest. And then I'm like, oh, it's hot water. Maybe if you don't want to spend health items, it might be worth it. Spend money on health items. It may be worth it, so it could be for that. Oh, I only have a 2280. Damn. And I'm contemplating what I should buy next, but I'm like, I'll save it for best luck because it'll be worth it in the end because you'll be able to get more item pickups as you go along. Oh, and see, I get handgun bullets, so it was worth going down there because I forgot to pick them up. All right, so this little next section that's coming up, it's a bit of an optional fight, but if you do want the Corrupted Common, it is basically a necessary fight. There will be 3 tick drones and 3 rocket hunters that appear. If you want, you can ignore them, but I personally like to fight them. I just use the gun to shoot. It doesn't seem to reach as far as I thought it did, so I have to get a little closer. And this is where the rocket guys will definitely start to aggro. At this point, look at that. They're crazy. They have crazy accuracy. Look at that. One thing that does kind of suck is that you can't actually steal their rocket launchers. I wish you could, but you really can't. Just kind of getting my ass handed to me right here. Oh boy. I'm kind of messing up my inputs right now, so I just switched to the sword because it's more powerful, and I just have better luck with it. Right, so if you want, you can collect the health down here. The next skirmish is going to be robot alligators with clubs, with flango maces, and rocket hunters. I would definitely say the rocket hunters are a priority. See how I did a grab? I didn't get his weapon, which was his rocket, which is a shame. But I believe I grab a couple of the clubs from these gators. Once they're at low enough life, then you could steal their weapon like that. And he'll do a pretty unique animation where he just kills him with the club. Right here, I'm going back into the pause menu because once you steal a weapon, your fist weapon is overridden by the weapon you just stole, if it's a physical weapon. Yeah, I'm kind of not doing so great in this fight. And I'm trying to parry the rocket, but he missed twice, and then he got me with the third one. Kind of silly. I think I was trying to focus on the mangled flate guy, but just to get his weapon, but I take a lot of unnecessary damage here. And I'm just like, screw it, I don't need the mace per se. And right here, I'm just trying to fish for counters just so I could get a Dama, which I do, and I'm very lucky that I get it, because if I didn't, I would have died. I don't think I get it here, though, but I do get it later on. I don't know how exactly I got it, but I did get it. I think it was from this fallen enemy. Or one of these guys. I'm just doing the XXY combo. Yep, there it is right there, the Dama, and it's a near full heal, which is very good. It saved my ass right there. I believe I switched to the fists right here just so I could grab his weapon. It's right there. Grab the club. And then I just smack him around a little bit. The club is not great at this point in the game. Look, I'm trying to guard break him, and it's not really working out, as you can see. Once you get more moves for it, it becomes a little bit better, but personally, I think it's maybe the worst weapon in the game. There are some benefits to it, such as it has a built-in parry, like, combo string, and the X forward Y move is really good as well as XXXY. It's a very strong move of a very fast ender. And right here is just a small little skirmish, excuse me. They all go down in about a hit or so. You know, nothing crazy. Just do Russian Guard like light, and you'll be fine. Russian Guard X. And there we are. Destroy the Aku statue, and you'll get a chest. Right here, I'm just trying to shoot the common, but for some reason Jack takes priority to the statue. Thanks, Jack. And right here, I believe skill fire. It's either that or Bushido points, but I forget. It's been a hot minute. And try not to waste as many bullets as I do. You could just use the arrow if you so please. But I wasted a decent amount of bullets, but I still have plenty. Here we go. Bushido Spirit, that's what it's called. Yeah, no skill fire, but here we go. I have 5,000 skill, so that means we're going to get best luck. Now, enemies will drop large items, and you'll get a lot more items. Which is very, very good. It'll definitely help you in the long run, for sure. And I believe at this point in the game, you could kind of go crazy and kind of go a little ham with the skill trees and kind of develop of how you want to, you know, have your playstyle. Right here, I'll take a little detour because I'm just trying to collect the money. You know, get as much money as you can. One thing to note is that you do take fall damage in this game if you fall from too great a height. It won't kill you, but it will leave you at a very least a pixel of life. So having double jump is very good because you can mitigate the fall damage because it will reset your jump and it will reset your momentum. So you won't take the fall damage overall. All right, at this point, we're just going to be facing beetle drones and tick drones. Nothing crazy. I believe these enemies go down in a couple of hits, yeah. I try and get the Reaper from them, but I fail, unfortunately. Because I'm doing a little too much damage to them. And just use the gun to finish off the flying tick drones. And the next wave will be spider drones and beetle drones. Nothing too crazy. I'm just using the bamboo stick right here. Bamboo staff. And as you can see, running guard Y is very strong against them. All right, and we're just making our way up. Nothing too much to commentate on right now. There will be the samurai coming up. So in case you are worried about stocking up on items, that's okay. You should have a decent amount of money at this point. I believe you should, at the minimum, if you spent some money on health items, you should probably have around 7,000 gold. It's not too much. All right, it's not too bad if you really want to spend money on health items. The reason why I'm going down this hill is because there is money right there. And we're not going to talk to the samurai just yet, I believe. We're going to do a little optional fight, but this fight is actually very important because it allows you to get the weapon that is the weakness to the boss. Once you open this chest, you will have a little skirmish of flying beetle drones. And I just shoot them with the gun because I don't even want to deal with them. I nearly fell down right there, which is not good. But as soon as you kill all of them, you'll get another chest. And here you'll get the Nodachi, which is a hammer-type weapon. And this weapon is very powerful, and it's really good against the boss. You know how the Scotsman was a pain in the ass? Well, this weapon will make this boss an absolute joke. Right, and I believe now we're going to the shop just to see what we can do, see what we can buy. I don't think I buy anything here. I just wanted to show what is available right here. So I believe you should at least have 7,000 golds in case you want to buy like a haggis or hot water or something. But you should have a decent amount of items once you go in. The reason why I equipped the fists here is because there's a skirmish of beetle drones, and you could just grab them, kill them instantly. Again, the Reaper. Reaper, again, is a very powerful projectile. I don't use it in this video, but I will be using it later on in the series. I do equip it just in case, you know, the boss kind of goes a little awry, which it almost does. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little cocky, but it didn't go too bad. It actually went pretty well because I didn't die once in this stage, which is why I don't have to edit it at all. And you can probably guess what the boss is. It's you know, it's kind of foreshadowing what's next. All right, and this last beetle drone is the most durable one. Right here. Also, pick up every item because once you trigger the cutscene, the items will disappear. So pick up all the items before you finish the cutscene. The blue drones are quite problematic. And here we go. I get the Reaper. All right, and our boss are 2 beetle drones. Now, the strategy you want to do is just do rushing guard, X, and then just keep spamming that. It will stun them just about every time. It will guard break them on the first hits, hit them on the second hit, or at best it will hit them on both hits, and they'll get stunned, and you can just kind of stun lock them until they die. Be careful once they go into their little Aku trigger. That's what I like to call it. I didn't call it Aku trigger last time, but that's what I like to call it. Just in case you're low on life, where these pile of bones are, there's a health pickup. So just go over there. Be careful that was unblockable. There will be a sound cue for when things are unblockable. All right, and here's the first little cutscene. You could just skip it, and then immediately I go to equip the beetle drone Kama, which is a hammer type weapon, but it acts more like, you know, a cutting weapon. So because it's, you know, a giant scythe, and this is actually one of my favorite weapons in the game because of the strategy of cutting up enemies when they're dead to get more items, and because it is a hammer weapon and a blade weapon, it cuts up enemies very well. And as you can see, there's not much he can do. And if you think the fight is over, you are sadly mistaken because this is not the true boss of the stage. The true boss of the stage is a giant beetle drone that is combined. And it is completely Aku triggered in the purple form, but not too much of a problem here because you can just kind of spam Rushing Guard X, and there's not much he can do. I do stop for a little bit to show off what moves he can do. He does gain like different moves. He gains a horizontal slash like that, and he gains a leap move that he can either do once or twice. He also gains his little pushback move that he does whenever he is at lower life. Right here, I kind of make a mistake on health, and he doesn't die. I thought he would, and I nearly die for it. But luckily, I am able to take down the boss right about now. Alright. And surprisingly, this stage went smoothly. This stage is usually a big pain in the ass, and as you can see, I didn't die at all. And I got the S rank, which isn't the highest rank. The highest rank you can actually get in this game is SSJ. And that would be the end of Boone's Castle. Alright? So, I hope you found this enjoyable. I hope you found this helpful. And I will see you next time. Have a good time and take care.